All right, we're gonna get this started here right meow. Hopefully it'll load up and we can just start going. Excellent. Looks like everything is working properly. All right, we're gonna get this started. Excellent. All right, so here we go. Welcome to this live stream here on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today, if you have any questions, you can write them in the chat, write them in the comments under this video. I will see them and I will try to answer them for you. I see we have a few people joining us already, and that's great. Great, great, great. So I'm going to be watching the comments, trying to answer as many of them as I can. And there we go. All right, excellent. This view will be much easier for me to answer your comments. All right, great. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live video. Today, I'm going to answer your questions, and today you might notice that I am live from Zoom on YouTube, and I did it that way because I want to invite you to join me today in this lesson. Okay, so if you're watching right now, you can come over to Zoom and you can join me live and speak with me live right now on Zoom. You can ask me your questions, okay? So here's how you can do that. If you want to join the lesson right now and speak with me live, face-to-face on Zoom, so I can hear you and see you and answer your questions, then you should go to my website, go to krisamerikos.com/live. Okay? So right now I'm going to write that on the board, and that's where you should go. You should go to Kris Amerikos. Kris Amerikos of course we need .com, right? krisamerikos.com/live. Great. So if you come over to krisamerikos.com/live, then you should be able to join this lesson right now. And I'll see you and hear you, okay? Great. So I'm looking forward to seeing some people come over and join this lesson right now, to join me live on Zoom. All right, let me go to the comments now, the comment section. Looks like we have a lot of comments coming here. Great, great, great. So, okay, here's some questions. What's the difference between like and as? I think we answered this one last time. The difference between like and as. Oh, great. The first person has joined us here on Zoom. That's excellent. So let's see. It looks like Balasai is with us live on Zoom. And we have a few other people joining us now too. Great, great, great. So welcome to the live video. So the first question that was asked was, what's the difference between like and as? And the difference between like and as is really about, both of these words are about comparing something, right? When we say like, it means that it's similar to this thing, but it's not exactly this thing. And when we say as, it means that we do something exactly as this thing, like to be this thing. So if we say, I work as a teacher, this means I am a teacher. But if I say I work like a teacher, then I do something that's similar to a teacher, but I'm not a teacher. Okay, great. I see we have some people joining us here on Zoom. Hi, Juliana. Is it Juliana or is it Juliana?
Juliana from Indonesia.
From Indonesia, great. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you, Kris.
So, do you have a question that you would like to ask today?
Kris, you know, I was learning English a few years, but until now I can't speak English fluency. I can't speak English well. So do you have any trick or idea for me? So I can I can like not like you maybe can speak English like a native.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks for the question. So that's Juliana from Indonesia. She asked how we can speak more fluently. And that's a great question, because there are a lot of different ways that we can do this, and it takes a long time. It takes a lot of work, but it can be faster if we choose some smaller things to focus on. Like, we can decide which type of English we want to be fluent in, right? This is the first thing. We can choose, for example, American English, British English, Australian English, and we can try to sound more like those native speakers. Then we can also learn more about the slang, the idioms, and the phrasal verbs that people in that place use. So we will sound more fluent to those people, right? But when an Australian person comes to the United States, everyone thinks he has a different accent. He speaks differently. So you need to decide where you want to sound like a native. This is it. Once we decide this, then it becomes a lot easier, because we don't need to think about American, British, Australia, all these different things. Maybe we can even find one city, and people in each city usually talk about some special things. Like, in that city, maybe there's a system of transportation that everyone speaks about. And in other cities, they don't have this thing. So many people speak about it, and many people know some areas of the city. And right, if we focus on one city, we can learn a lot more faster because we're focused. So I think focus on the place or the people, the type of people exactly that you want to speak about. All right, great. We have a lot of people here on Zoom with us today. Great. I see Rafat has a question. Hi, Rafat. How are you? Let's see. I see your mic is turned on, but I don't hear you. I can't hear you. All right, Rafat, we'll come back to you. You might need to change your microphone in the Zoom settings, but we'll come back to you. I see we have Mohammed with us. Hi, Mohammed.
Hi, I need to ask you a question.
Great.
So my question is, what's the difference between patronize and talk down to?
Patronize and? Sorry, you said patronize and? Mohammed, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hi, Kris.
Yeah, you asked what the difference is between the words patronize and what other word? I didn't hear you.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, maybe you can come back and
me?
write it in the chat. Yeah, I can hear you, Mohammed. Rafat, can you are you back with us now? No, we can't hear you. Can't hear you either. Okay, we also have Pooja with us. Pooja or Pooja?
Pooja. It's Pooja.
Pooja. Okay, hi Pooja, where are you from? Where are you from?
I think I'm not hearing you.
Okay, where are you from? Which country are you from?
Sorry, but I cannot hear you.
Okay. Let's see. Can you hear me now? All right. Let's go check on YouTube. Can everyone hear me over here on YouTube? If you can, just thumbs up or something. If you can hear me on Zoom, give me thumbs up also. Yeah. Okay. Mehak. We have Mehak. Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Where are you from?
I'm from Punjab, India.
Punjabi. So you speak Punjabi. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Great. So do you have a question for me today?
Yeah, like I'm just studying right now. I'm starting learning English. I'm increasing my vocabulary. So how can we increase our vocabulary in terms of adjectives that we use in a daily life compared to a native?
Great. So great question. So first of all, we can create a list of adjectives that we already know, that we already use a lot. Probably you have some adjectives that you use when you can't think of more things. Like right now, you maybe have two groups of adjectives that you know. You know a lot of easy ones that you can always say, and then you know some more difficult ones and you try to remember them sometimes. And if you can't remember them, then you use the easy ones, right? And this is good because this is one level of fluency. This is one level of speaking like a native. And native speakers forget all the time and use easy ones too. So how do we learn more of them? Well, we need to have more situations in our life or in our, when we use the language, have more situations where we need to think about these higher level adjectives. Also, think about what you did, because you have one level of basic adjectives. Make a second layer. Say like, because English kind of works like this, right? We have words like good and bad, but then we also have strong adjectives like great and awful, right? So this is already like 2 layers of adjectives. And then you can add more and more and more and make it like a game for you. Next time that you need to remember one, I already used great. I already used wonderful. I already used fabulous. What else can I? Excellent. Today I'm excellent, for example, right? So try it like this. Try it like this. Okay, Rafat, let's try it again. Hi, Rafat.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. How are you?
Great. How are you? Where are you from?
I'm from Poland.
From Poland. Great. Nice to meet you. So do you have a question for me today?
Yes, I have one question.
Okay.
Do you tell me what is the difference between uncle person family and uncle part of body, part of leg, you know?
Yeah.
Pronunciation. Difference.
Great question. Thank you. And I'm going to write these 2 words on the board. By the way, anybody who's watching on YouTube, you can join us live here, krisamerikos.com/live. So the question is about 2 words. Two words. Uncle, like we're thinking about something, we don't know the answer. Uncle. And this one is ankle, with this sound, high sound in our mouth. And this sound is a very low, like sound, right? Uncle, ankle. Uncle, ankle. This is the difference. Great, great, great. Great question, Rafat. All right. Let's see. Let's go back to Mehak. Do you have another question for us, Mehak? Hi. Oh, your mic is off now. Maybe you didn't want to ask a question. Okay, I see Victor has joined us. Hi, Victor.
Hello, Kris.
How are you today? Great.
All right. And actually, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Not long ago, I watched one of your video about difference between go and come, but I still have a question about such sentences like, for example, number 8 comes, or I usually say is, number 8 is after 7, but how can we say comes after, or goes after, goes before, or comes after? Is there any difference here?
Yeah, great question. So really there's no difference. You can say both in this situation when we're talking about sequence or order of something, right? Like
it doesn't depend after or before, no difference.
No,
Comes
you can say
after,
both.
comes before.
You can say
Okay.
both, yeah. Yeah, good question. I hadn't thought about that before, but we could say it for days of the week. Friday comes after Thursday. Friday goes after Thursday. I think I usually say come, but I hear people say go too. Like 3 goes after 2, or 3 comes after 2. You can say both. Yeah. Great question. Okay, let's see. I see Balasai is writing here in the chat on Zoom. Give me the mic, but you'll need to turn your camera on if you want to speak. That's how we do it here. All right, I see Manny is with us. Hi, Manny. How are you today? Hi, Manny. Welcome. Hi.
Hi.
How are you today?
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah.
So we're doing our Q&A, question and answer live on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
And so maybe you have a question for us for today.
Yes. I have a lot of questions. What does it mean about snap at someone?
To snap at someone.
Yes.
Yeah, good question. Thanks, Manny. I'm gonna write this on the board so everyone on YouTube can see it. To snap at someone, great. So to snap at someone, it means that you become angry and you say something angry, or maybe you do something very angry, and a normal person can look at you and think that maybe you're crazy when you do this. Like you became crazy, you became angry. This is snap, like if you snap your fingers. Sometimes we use this to say that something makes contact, or sometimes we use this to say that something changes, right? So for example, I told Kris that I didn't like his lesson and he snapped at me. He became angry, or he did something angry or said something angry.
Yeah. And also I'm curious about the meaning, the as same as the lash out at someone.
Sorry?
Lash out.
Last owl?
L-A-S-H. Lash out at someone.
To lash out at someone.
Yes.
This is similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, to lash out at someone. This also is about becoming angry and doing something angry, but when we lash out, it's more like an attack. And when we snap at someone, we are being crazy.
Snap is just maybe use your impatient voice.
Yeah. You lose your temper. Exactly.
Yeah.
Lose your cool, lose your temper, something like this. Great.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, right now I just want to remind everybody, if you're watching on YouTube or Zoom, that we have live lessons every day, almost every 15 minutes. Right now we have about 50 or 55 lessons every day where you can join, you can speak live, you can ask questions. And So I'm going to send the link here in the chat on YouTube. It's krisamerikos.com/EE. So if you would like to join lessons like this anytime, really, I mean, you can join whenever you have time. There's lots of lessons all day and there's lots of teachers and topics. So you can come and you can join us. Okay, let's do one or two more questions here. Balasai, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a finite verb and an infinite verb?
Okay. Great question. So usually we talk about the thing called the infinitive. And, you know, this is the part of the verb that doesn't change, basically, the main part of the verb. But when we talk about something, when we talk about a finite verb, this has some limit because it tells us only about one person or one, it can only describe some things. So for example, if we say to run is an infinitive. It is the infinitive form of the verb. This can be used about anyone, right? Like he wants to run, she wants to run, I want to run. But when we say want, it changes, right? Like we said, I want to run, but she wants to run, right? The verb changes. Probably in your language, verbs change too. Probably they change a lot more in your language than in English. English is kind of easy like this. So she wants, because want and wants, these only describe some types of people. So I want, this is a finite verb, but to run or to want, this is an infinite verb or infinitive, we usually call it. So that's the difference. Great. Okay, one more question. Who wants it? Who wants it? One more question for today. Mohammed, yeah, maybe you will be able to hear me this time. Hi,
Yeah.
Mohammed.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Do you hear me?
Because I can't hear you.
Okay. It seems like it must be an issue on your side. Okay. Let's see. Manayam, hi.
Hi, Kris.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, I'm
Where
from
are you from?
Bangladesh. I'm from Bangladesh.
Okay, Bangladesh, that's great. Okay, so nice to meet you. What's your question for today?
Okay, my question is, how can I use a collocation in a sentence?
A collocation in a sentence. Yeah? Collocations? Is this your question?
Yes.
Okay, sure. So for everyone who's watching who might not know what a collocation is, I'm just going to write it here in the chat. Collocation. So a collocation, this is a special type of phrase. It's like an idiom, but it's a special phrase that we always say the same. Probably you know one of them, like black and white. It's a black and white television, for example. We never say it's a white and black television. We always say it's a black and white television. So a collocation is really just a standard way that people usually say something. Another good example is the phrase thunder and lightning. Thunder and lightning. If there's a storm, you have lightning, and then you have thunder, right? You have the light and you have the sound. But we never say, there's lightning and thunder. We always say, there's thunder and lightning. So this is another example of collocation. Really, I mean, usually you just learn these phrases and it's easy to remember them because they're like idioms. And the ones that are simple, like black and white, if you say white and black, most people won't think anything about this, right? So collocations are just to make us sound more native or more fluent, to speak more like other people speak, right? All right, great. Mohammed had a question. Okay, here's Mohammed's question. This will be the last question for today. All right, what's the difference between patronize and talk down to? Patronize and talk down to. So to talk down to someone, it means that you think you are better than them or higher positioned than them, and they are lower to you. So, you know, if you speak to a person like a child, then maybe this person will feel like you're speaking down to them, right? If you speak to them like they are stupid, then they will feel like you're speaking down to them. To patronize, it's kind of like, to patronize is more like, you know that something makes the person angry, and you play some kind of game to create this situation that makes them angry. It's like to make them focus on this thing that makes them angry on purpose, right? So let me think of a good example. Let's see. Like, for example, it could be an old person who cannot hear very well. Maybe they tell you, I can't hear very well, and that's why you speak like very slow and simple, and this old person might tell you, you can speak fast and you can speak normally, just speak louder, right? Like they will say, I'm not stupid, I just can't hear you very well. Because when you speak very slowly and simply, it's patronizing them. It's like focusing on this issue or problem that they have. So talk down to someone, I think, is more general. Patronize is a special thing, a special situation. All right, great. So thank you everybody who is watching on YouTube, watching here on Zoom and joined live. As you know, every week we have live videos that we do like this. On Mondays at 9 a.m. New York time, I go live on Facebook. On Wednesdays at 9 a.m. New York time, I go live on Instagram. And on Fridays at 9 a.m. New York time, I go live on YouTube. But if you want to have lessons with me and other teachers, speak face-to-face and practice your pronunciation and speaking with students from all over the world and lots of different teachers, then you should join our English Everyday program, krisamerikos.com/EE. The next lesson is starting in 3 minutes. So if you join now, you can join the next lesson. All right, everybody, I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.